Welcome everybody to more learning sessions, Future of Work, Key Lessons to Successful Remote Working. All right, let's go to the next slide. A bit of a question for all of us. So, can you share your name, industry, and what you're looking forward to learn today? You can place into the chat box.
Actually, Jara, I'll ask this again later. So move
All
tayo
right.
sa
Okay. Okay, so just a bit of an introduction to More Staffing. More Staffing LLC is a professional recruitment agency that connects stellar companies around the globe with excellent management level Filipino talent, meaning everyone here in the room. All right, our approach to creating a successful partnership between companies and talents include leveraging on world-class coaching, mentorship, and skill development programs. So kasama na dito yung more learning sessions that we're hosting today. All right. Okay, so before we start, let me give you a brief background about the speaker for today. So today, Laarni Guevara, an entrepreneur, executive coach, supply chain expert, and top-rated Upwork freelancer, will lead today's talk on successful remote working. So it's a pleasure for me to introduce to you my good friend, and she's also the head of executive coaching here in More Staffing. And without further ado, let's welcome our speaker, Laarni Guevara. Bigyan natin ng mga heart emojis to welcome her. Hi, Lara.
hear me. Yan. Okay. Alright. So balik ako dun sa first slide. Kailangan ko ng konting pang pump up kasi 1 a.m. dito kung asan ako. So pang-limang kape ko na to. Sana maging fun and interactive yung session natin. Right. So I can see very familiar names nang nandito sa session. So mahilig sa mga nagiging coaches ko at saka sa mga nagiging kasama ko sa training, mahilig akong mag-roll call. Kasi pag walang nagvo-volunteer. Okay, so share your name, industry, like supply chains, marketing, kung anong industry yung work nyo ngayon, and what are you looking forward to learn today? May mag-volunteer ba before ako mag-roll call? Alright, sige. Daryl. Hi, Daryl.
Everyone, I'm Daryl. In industry kong since February is supply chain. So I'm currently working as inventory planner for one of the clients from more. And what I'm looking forward to learn today are practical and mga motivational na tips or advice that I can immediately use sa current kong work.
Thank you, Daryl. Hello. Hello. Ay, wala tayong names dun sa video. Hindi ko sila matawag tuloy. Okay. Hello, Jay. Dahil wala akong makitang name. Jay? Hello? Can you hear me, Jay Bobier?
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry,
Hindi mo
I was
napansin.
muted. Yeah. Again, ano yan? Kanina nawala yung
Your
yung
name,
sound.
name, industry, and what are you looking forward to learn today?
Okay. So I became part of More. Well, I was hired by Furniture USA distribution. So regarding data entry, so I'm considered as data entry specialist right now. So I'm hoping to learn more regarding about coping with certain scheduling or prioritizing tasks, primarily time management specifically. So hopefully I could fix my schedules properly so I could be more efficient in doing my tasks primarily dun sa work ko na offer and then nakuha ko with more. So yun.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, Miss Lynn. Miss Lynn Lomibaw. Wala ba si Miss Lynn? Si Miss Maricel.
Hello everyone. So sorry, hindi ko po expected na kailangan mag-turn on ng camera.
Okay lang.
Sorry, my name is Maricel Diatre. I'm a former employee of Human Nature, and I am now a freelancer. Combination of I'm working as a technical recruiter for a SG-based company, and I also work as a content executive for an advertising company here in the Philippines. And I also do some data entry for a real estate company in the US. So I started my freelancing company, freelancing journey 3 years ago. And I look forward to be inspired from you guys. So I hope I can learn more skill sets from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, last na. Last roll call. Nico de Mesa. Hi, Nico.
Yes, good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, hi. Can you share us your industry and what are you looking forward to learn today?
I want to learn some new stuff, and then I'm currently a data entry and then freelance game developer.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much sa mga sumagot. Okay, start na ako. I've given many talks and workshops, mentoring and training related to this topic. So remote work, freelancing, future of work. And then today I experimented on how I will present this topic to you. I want to be very relatable this time, practical, and also at the end of this session, gusto ko marami kayong takeaways that you can use actually in your professional endeavor. So may mga next steps. Yun yung important lagi is every after magkakaroon tayo ng gantong type of talk. Especially transitioning nagsa-start na remote workers yung mga kasama natin dito. Maganda na meron tayong makukuhang takeaways and next steps. So key lessons to successful remote working based on my personal experience and other remote talents who became successful as well. So later on, aside from my presentation, meron akong i-share na mga sagot na mga surveys ng mga tinanong namin, mga naging successful sa transition the past 2 to 3 years. Okay, so today's house rules. So my house rules si More kanina, pero meron akong sariling pinrepare na house rules for today. First is be open. I know that it can be hard. It may be hard to believe when I tell you right now na kung anong i-dream mo makukuha mo. Hey, if your salary is $10 per hour right now, pwede yung maging $25 per hour. Nagmumukha akong networking kapag sinabi ko yun. Pero example, yung dream big, attract, believe, work for it, and you'll get it. Parang sa mga hindi pa experience nung ganon. Mahirap siyang paniwalaan ngayon mismo. So ang request ko lang is be open, kasi kung hindi man sobrang easy to understand yung mga i-explain ko today, at least give it a chance. Wag muna tayong maging close na baka sabihin nyo, nangyari sa akin, nangyari sa iba, but sa inyo hindi pwede. So let's all be open. Some part of the presentation is hard to believe today. Parang let's give it a chance. And then ask a question. So meron tayong dedicated question and answer portion later. Pero if meron kayong very important question to ask, raise nyo lang yung hand and I'll stop and I'll give you a chance to ask a question. So I always believe in the good effect of crafting beautiful questions and actually asking it. I don't have answer for everything, but for this topic that we have today, I am confident that I can help you either to answer your questions kung ako mismo yung alam ko yung isasagot, or i-direct kayo sa tamang tao to answer it. Then last but not the least, let's have fun, kasi nga 1 a.m. dito. Hirap antukin, pero gusto ko maging interactive. So use the chat box, future of work, mindset, best practices, tools. Medyo serious topic siya. So if you don't try to be fun today, baka ma-bore. Yun. Again, let's use the chat function to react. Don't worry about writing notes, kasi everyone will get a PDF copy of my presentation today. And besides, puro picture lang yung makikita nyo right now. Okay. So thank you, Jella, for that great intro earlier. I graduated to add more, I graduated as an industrial engineer in UST. I'm generally an average student. I've worked in supply chain. I became flight attendant. I started my first formal business, baking, at age 25. I went back to supply chain, opened a spa, a salon. I started my first US company in 2017 as faculty operations, expert relations for Singularity University. Lost my job after 3 years due to the pandemic and transitioned to e-commerce, supply chain, and business operations. I opened my first food restaurant to compensate for the lower beauty industry sales, and I trained to be an executive coach, and I co-founded more. Here I am doing this talk, hoping to help you transition to remote work. With all the things that I've mentioned, yung mga experiences ko, it might sound a lot, but to assure you, I'm so happy or grateful to share with you na experience na yung balance yung working and personal. I am currently remotely working here in US, kaya medyo mahirap lang yung time. So yeah. So goal for today is to share with you the 3 important things in your transition: mindset and habits, tools, and best practices that can help you in coping up with almost post-pandemic future of work. This is focused on transitioning to remote work. So if you just transitioned, thinking to transition, this is for you. Right. So let me start with the mindset. So part 1, mindset. There are 4 mindsets that I believe can help all of us in remote working. I will give a quick description, and then the rest is storytelling based on personal experience. So the 4 mindsets that I would like to share with you is growth and learning mindset, abundance mindset, platform mindset, and entrepreneur mindset. Right, so, all right, so growth mindset. Whatever the outcome is, parang good or bad, there is always a learning. There is always an opportunity to learn. So, background story. We lost our job in the beginning of pandemic, April 15 to be exact. We were let go after almost 3 years of working for my first US-based company. While I was preparing this presentation, I was trying to recall my emotions, or kung if I feared for my job or income at that time. And to be honest, the answer is 95% hindi. I did not fear. Not because I'm super confident about my talent, but because I know kung saan man ako babalik. Kung ano man yung gagawin kong work ulit, I can move my way up. So if this work has ended, may papalit, and I'll make sure na aangat ulit ako doon sa kung ano yung inalisan ko na nawala because of pandemic. So, beginning of 2020, I started dual client. So, sa mga nagre-remote work na dito, medyo familiar kayo sa dual client or multiple clients. Can you raise your hands if you have, raise your Zoom hand if you have multiple clients right now? Meron na ba? O yan. Madami na. Yes, yan, dami. So, nag-start akong mag-freelancing ng 2017. Nag-start akong mag-dual nung pa-end na nung 2020, malapit na mag-pandemic. And just before I formally end my contract with SU, I landed a new job via Upwork, which is called Toro Off-Road. It's outdoor company, outdoor gears and mga tent, rooftop tent company. And after that, exponential growth happened. So more than nagme-maintain ako ng 3 to 4 clients. It's the most helpful mindset for me. It helped me to think clear. If hindi tayo takot, if hindi tayo worried, mas malinaw yung magiging plan. So clarity yung binibigay sa akin ng growth mindset. So ano yung example ng mga growth mindset? For dito sa image, failure is an opportunity to grow. Kahit anong ma-experience nating challenges, failure, di ba parang it's always, meron tayo laging nakukuhang learnings dito kahit gano'n siya kabigat. So, pag may incident na nangyari sa atin, how do we react? Di ba parang meron ba, it's normal that it's normal na sa umpisa meron tayong mafe-feel na negative emotions. And okay lang yun. Kailangan natin i-validate yung negative emotions. Pero how quick can we turn into a different mindset na we will look into a brighter side. So I can learn to do anything I want. Challenges help me grow. My effort and attitude determine my abilities. Feedback is constructive. I like to try new things. Yung opposite naman niya, yung mga fixed mindset is failure is the limit of my abilities. I don't like to be challenged. I am either good at or I'm not. So yung mga super perfectionist na kapag hindi nila nakukuha yung level na yon, parang ayaw na nilang gawin kasi hindi nila, parang gusto nila perfect agad. When I'm frustrated, I give up. I stick to what I know. Right. So, what are the challenges in shifting this mindset? So, fear of failing. Yun yung number one. Kapag meron tayong, pag hindi natin tinatry yung isang bagay kasi takot tayong magkamali. Comfort zone. So, ito yung common reasons kasi alam na natin kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa existing eh. So kung ano yung ginagawa natin ngayon, parang pag lumabas ka doon, nagdagdag ka doon, nag-improve ka doon, mawawala ka sa comfort zone. May effort, may learning curve. So kapag hindi tayo ready on doing more, malilimit tayo sa mindset na to. And then being emotional kasi with getting different feedback or positive, kahit criticism siya, how you take that feedback is very important. So all of these challenges are valid. When you are ready to grow, the fear will go away. You are ready to move out your comfort zone and you can take feedbacks positively. Next is abundance mindset, which refers to the paradigm that there is plenty out there for everybody. Meron na bang familiar sa abundance mindset? Nakarinig, na-aral, na-inform, pa-raise ng hand? Okay, konti pa lang. So, yung story time ko, during the pandemic, my friend, yung pangalanan ko siya since wala naman siya dito, si Jello, a very close friend, asked me a random question. This friend is really close to me and he can be very direct and honest. He asked me, parang right after pandemic na, bigla lang niyang nasabi na habang nagkukwentuhan kami na, did you regret traveling this much? Yun yung question niya sa akin. So just for context, meron akong mga major, may malaki akong trip before pandemic, US, South America. So marami akong labas. May one time na parang 3 or 4 months akong outside the Philippines. So then we lost our job. Kasama ko siya sa SU, na sa Singularity University, nawalan kami ng work pareho. So ang question niya nga sa akin is so parang nung tinanong niya ako, sobrang sure siya na, oy friend, di pa parang nagsisi ka ba na nag-travel ka ng sobra before tayo mawala ng work? Then I replied without hesitations na, I did not see that. I did not see it that way. I was actually grateful I decided to travel. If I had not, then I will regret sitting in my house during the pandemic without the memories of my previous travel. So naisip ko kagad kung ano yung nakuha kong positive while traveling. While sa kanya, naisip niya na parang niya agad, na naisip niya agad na magsisisi ako kasi nawalan kami ng work. You can see the difference there. Makikita niyo difference kung paano kami mag-isip. Now, I'm not saying this to prove my friend. I'm not saying this to prove that my friend is wrong about my mindset. Probably at that time, he was focused on savings. So, possibly pareho magkaiba kami ng focus at that time. Ako, on the other hand, was focused on the experience and learning. Ano yung nakuha ko while I traveled? The opportunity of being able to travel before pandemic. Kumbaga, nakaipon ako ng hindi pera, pero energy, gala before mag-lockdown. So yung mga natutunan ko at that time, yung mga na-meet kong tao, mga relationships na, mga experts na naka-work ko, I realized na sobra siyang naging na-realize ko nitong huli na ang laki ng naging effect niya at naging na-contribute niya sa akin. And I know whatever I spent, I can earn it back. Hindi ako nalungkot or hindi ako natatakot na hindi ko na siya makukuha ulit. What are the challenges to shift this mindset? Lacking self-confidence. Environment and how we were raised. So tayong mga Filipino, 'di ba, parang may tendency na we keep a certain level of savings, or kailangan meron tayong ganitong type of savings na kailangan hindi mawawala. So depende rin siya sa kung ano yung environment natin. Nahirapan ba tayo nung kabataan natin? Paano tayo nag-start kumita ng pera? So, naging iba-iba din talaga yung mindset natin when it comes to thinking about abundance mindset. Okay. And the next is platform mindset. So, platform mindset strives for optimal development for everyone. Mindset, optimism, and resilience. Keyword here is being resilient. So, yung story ko dito is yung growth mindset and platform mindset have a huge overlap. Parang super connected silang dalawa. Example is the many things I do. I have a degree, but I can color and cut your hair. I can do tattoos. I can coach and build businesses from ground up. If one thing is not working right now, I can shift gears. So, what if wala na akong magamit na applicable sa susunod na buwan or taon? What if sa lahat ng ginagawa ko hindi ko na siya ma-apply? Then I'm willing to learn more. Kasi I'm geared to whatever is going to help me in the future, I'll invest on that. So kahit mag-aral ako ng ibang bagay ulit na iba pa sa ginagawa ko ngayon, I'm willing to do that. Investing is not only about money. You can invest time, effort, and earning it in the future. So, yung mga relationships na mga na-earn kong friends and relationship sa Singularity University, lahat yon bumabalik right now. Platform mindset is allowing us to be ready with anything, the shift, the unforeseen turn of events, the things we cannot control. This mindset is equipping us to be flexible, adaptable, and resilient. Change is the only thing permanent. And if we are having a negative relationship with change, we are not giving ourselves the chance to succeed.
Lara, technical check lang, hindi nag-move yung slide. Nasa growth mindset.
Okay, wait.
I think 2 slides down lang naman. Ayan.
Ayan, platform na.
Yes.
Okay. Hindi niyo nakita yung ano. Ito si Abundance, pakita ko lang. Sayang.
Varsity mindset yung yung sa other side.
Okay, so yan. Yan si growth, abundance, platform. Okay.
Thank you.
Nasaan ako? Okay, so what are the challenges in this mindset? Fear of change. Maraming ayun, fear of change and yung rigidity natin in certain things. Bakit ka tumatawa, Jay? Nakita ko yung pag-smile mo. So, yung mga takot sa changes and ayan, yan yung nagiging hindrance natin for changing this mindset. Next, entrepreneur mindset. So, entrepreneur mindset embrace challenges, mistakes, and failure as opportunities to develop new skills, sets them to help them succeed in the future. So, entrepreneur mindset is not only applicable in business, it is also applicable to remote workers like us. So, my story on this, my mentor, a very special friend, her name is AC, while on a road trip from San Jose to Sacramento, she asked me about why do I keep on updating my Upwork profile kahit may work ako. So at that time, I'm still employed and siya actually yung boss ko. Siya yung manager ko. So tinatanong niya ako, bakit mo ginagawa? Bakit si Jello tsaka si Jelly hindi nila ginagawa? So ang sagot ko sa kanya, nag-a-accept pa rin kasi ako na ng interview and continuously understanding the remote community. So I'm not saying na I'm thinking negatively about something might happen in the future with my work, but I'm preparing for anything that can happen. So I was still employed and she was my manager. I told her that I'm strengthening my Upwork profile and I share I was doing that habit. It was natural for me to do it and I don't hindi ko rin ma-explain pero nung tinanong niya ako ba't mo ginagawa, I think ang sinagot ko sa kanya nun is parang yun nga, naging habit ko na mag-update, mag-check, anong meron out there. What are the challenges in shifting mindset? Which is, by the way, nagamit ko lahat ng ginawa kong edit sa Upwork or pag-intindi ko dun sa remote working. So, what are the challenges in shifting this mindset? Environment and culture. So, entrepreneur mindset can be very challenging if we're set or napalaki tayo sa employee mindset, which is to follow. And then nahihirapan tayo mag-adjust to become a good leader kasi hindi tayo masyadong naturuan, hindi tayo nagkaroon ng mga mentors. Okay. Any question before I move on after four mindsets? Moving to habits. So after we shift the mindset or after we had the awareness o kung ano yung mga mindset yung pwede nating i-shift to help us, it's time to focus on creating good habits and letting go of old habits or bad habits. Mindset and good habits go hand in hand. You need to practice in shifting mindset by supporting it with great habits. So I recommend reading this book. It helped many people in creating new habits and breaking the bad habits. James Clear was very practical with the steps that he shared in this book. Okay, so when building good habits, be creative. Create tools, look for free tools, whether this is for time management, productivity, effectiveness, and efficiency. Build the habit of using tools that will work for you. So, uh, iba-iba yung pwedeng maging applicable na or mag-work na tools for you. So, yung iba gumagamit ng sheet, notepads, pen and paper, reminders sa phone, sa gadget, calendars, may mga sa mga project management, may Pomodoro technique, may Eisenhower. Maraming types of tools na pwede nyong i-trial and error if gusto nyong i-check kung anong magiging effective for you. Okay. Next is expand your network. Practice to build relationships. One important thing I've learned this pandemic is that we need relationships to survive. We understood the power of connecting even in Zoom. We talk to people we don't usually talk to. Di ba, ng mga first 6 months of lockdown na nag-connect tayo with people na hindi natin nakakausap before. So extroverts and introverts have the different way to cope up, but both needed relationship. If this has worked in our personal lives, it can also work in our professional lives too. You'll be surprised how connections and network work. So possibly na your energy exchange nyo when you know someone, if you I have been sharing this with my group and coaches na be open to building relationships for not only for personal but also for businesses, not or work with your professional professional life. Para when for example, I needed support or manpower or talent with specific job, I know who to contact. I can ask someone na pwedeng may kakilala nung hinahanap ko, or if ako naman yung hinahanap nila, 'di ba? So pwede nilang i-reach out through sa akin yung mga needs nila. So connections are very important. Next is stop, look, and listen. Practice the habit of pausing, observing, and just being quiet. It is the time when we take time to pause, doon tayo nakaka-generate ng big ideas, nagiging creative, and we can solve problems. Kapag sobrang busy natin sa daily activities ng life and hindi tayo nakaka-try mag-pause or nakakapag-reflect man lang, doon parang feeling natin pagod na pagod tayo all the time. So always practice pausing. Kahit sobrang again, hindi natatapos yung work, 'di ba? Kahit 12 hours or 15 hours ka mag-work in a day, meron pa din hindi tapos for tomorrow. So why not take kahit konti-konti lang, start with 15 minutes pause, tapos eventually you can make it 30 minutes pause, and then up to 1 hour. Ang I suggest an hour of reflection a day. Yun yung magandang way na makahinga tayo from our work, from our responsibility sa bahay, responsibility sa business, or responsibility sa work. Okay, so next is part 2, which is tools to help us get the dream remote work. So medyo tapos na tayo sa soft part, punta tayo sa technical or actions na kailangan natin for getting the dream job that we want, and also maging successful sa remote working. So first is niche or your industry. So may mga nag-share ng industry nila kanina. Can you type in the chat box yung mga industry or niche nung ibang hindi pa nakasagot? Check natin yung chat box. Ano yung industry nyo ngayon ng work? Rehab medicine. Eco solutions and construction. Okay. Web and graphic designer, real estate. Sobrang diverse ng industry natin, participants. Okay. So, there are three questions I want you to consider. What expertise do you want to explore in remote work? And the reason why I'm asking this is because you have an advantage here in remote work to reinvent yourself. So the future of education and learning taught us that we can be more than our college degree. You may know someone who graduated as X profession, but actually practicing a Y industry right now. So a dentist can be a social media manager sa remote work. A med rep can be a salesperson sa remote work. A supply chain expert before can be a data scientist or analyst in remote work. A business owner na nag-stop mag-business can be a marketer or marketing person. So kung yung sa mga participants natin na hindi pa nakakapag-transition to remote work and your current industry, for example, is mahirap hanapin sa remote work. So katulad kanina gusto ko lang i-ask, rehab medicine. Miss Kay, nag-work ka na ba as remote remote work or hindi pa? Kahit chat lang. Hindi pa. Okay. So for example, 'di ba 'yan, rehab medicine. Kung wala siyang equivalent ng remote work right now, kasi pwede yan, meron namang medyo related, for example, sa rehab medicine. Pero what if ang unti lang, 'di ba? Parang hindi tayo makahanap. What is the niche or industry na gusto nating pasukin? 'Di ba? Parang sa ano yung gusto mo? Gusto mo bang mag-try mag-social media, mag-marketing, anything related pa din sa medicine pero online work? Next question is, how can I get there? What course should I take? Where should I look? So, may personal akong kilala dito nagtitake talaga ng mga LinkedIn Learning, Google Google courses right after niya mag-shift, 'di ba? Maraming options, maraming paid options, marami ding free options. Pero syempre, with free options, i-expect natin na hindi siya ganun ka-detailed. So, marami akong kilala in my team na nag-aral talaga how to be a virtual assistant, how to be an executive assistant, data analyst, 'di ba? I know someone na supply chain for 5 years pero data scientist right now. Nag-aral siya for 6 months and ang industry nga niya ngayon is in data. So regardless kung anong college degree natin, and also experience ng work dito sa Pilipinas, sa traditional work, kung gusto mo mag-online job, remote work, meron tayong option to choose yung niche and then alamin natin kung how can we learn that. Yung third is, how can I hone or improve my skills? So for example ako, supply chain outside, supply chain yung work experience ko for the past 10 years and then supply chain din yung existing ko sa remote right now. So nag-transfer lang ako from traditional company to US-based e-commerce company. But same industry, in-improve or na tutunan ko lang yung e-commerce side. So from manufacturing, from food to cosmetics to fashion, clothing industry, naging tent, and iba-ibang products na. So ini-improve ko lang yung skill in supply chain industry. So answer these 3 questions para clear where you want to go. Sa mga nag-iisip pa lang, anong strength mo? Ano yung passion mo? Ano yung gusto mong gawin? Pag na-identify mo na yon, alamin mo na saan ko to aaralin? Sino makakatulong sa akin para aralin to? And then keep on improving. Kapag naaral mo na to, what else can you do to improve? Second is platform. Where do you want to set up your profile? Is it an online job platform, social media, or website? Where do you find work and how will you sell yourself? Yan yung mga question. So for me, pick one and make it good. So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na even without my employment in Singularity University is 3 years straight. Solo, wala akong ibang work nun kundi SU lang, Singularity University lang. Hindi ako tumitigil mag-update ng Upwork. Nagre-record ako ng video, nag-check ako how to improve, and lahat yon nag-benefit pabalik sa akin kasi nag-earn ako sa Upwork ng top rated and 100% work, anong tawag dito? Work success, and that made me very hireable. So parang dumating sa point na if I need to get a new job, if nag-decide akong magpalit ng work, nakakakuha ako based dito sa Upwork. So, may iba akong kilala na online job PH. Yun, actually, medyo dalawa lang yung idea ko. I'm not sure sa iba. Nagkaroon din ako ng parang program before, nung start ng pandemic, na tinuturuan ko yung mga gustong mag-shift ng remote sa Upwork. So, medyo nagturo ako how to improve your profile, paano ka maglaland ng first job. So, medyo detailed na yung part na yon. And if you want to know more about Upwork, meron akong mga presentations na nagawa na before na very focused on Upwork lang. Make sure ko, so out of clients ko before, they all have good feedbacks and testimonials. So ito yung isa sa mga very important na makukuha nyo sa mga previous employers nyo. Kasi some of the companies that are hiring, actually most of the companies hiring in Upwork, nagtitingin sila sa comment. May one time na-hire ako, and the only reason, hindi niya na ako masyado interview, ang sinabi niya sa akin is, nabasa niya yung isang comment, and dahil doon sa comment na yun, kaya niya ako hinire. So, based on the comments of your previous employer, marami kayong pwedeng makuha na option. My second platform is LinkedIn. So first platform ko is Upwork. My second platform is LinkedIn, both for remote work and coaching businesses. My third platform for coaching is my website and social media accounts. Summary, you have identified your industry, whether it's a new expertise or a continuation of your existing industry. You know where to train, study, and hone it. You know where to market yourself and look for work. The next step is execution. Apply, application, finding work, application, and also from the soft skill and essential skills of changing our mindset, updating good habits and removing bad habits, and then having the tools to help us. Next is best practices in the execution part. What are the best practices that can help us in the transition? So more of job hiring or job hunting na tong next part natin. So best practices in job hunting or applying for work. Job hunting first is to identify what is important for you. When you land your dream job, it is expected that you will naturally perform. Settling for a job that we don't like is sometimes inevitable due to needs, but there is always a chance to change the current situation. Things that can be considered are salary, flexibility, working hours, learning, growth, long-term position, company culture. The picture I'm showing you is a comparison table that we used, me and my coaches during our session. So ang goal niya at that time when we had our coaching session was clarity and clarity to identify which work should I be accepting. So she lost the job few weeks ago, and then doon nag-start na mag-job hunting ulit siya. So ginawan lang namin ng parang table. So ang importante sa kanya is dapat flexible, okay salary, walang tracker. Ayaw niya nung may tracker kasi hindi masyadong effective dun sa type of work yung tracker kasi madaming parang analyzation. So wala namang sense yung tracker pag hindi gumagalaw. Sa mga naka-experience na dito ng tracker like Upwork, Hubstaff, 'di ba? Pag hindi gumagalaw ang keyboard mo, saka yung mouse mo, hindi ka naman nag-earn ng time. So, ayaw niya ng ganun. Learning and growth. Gusto niya may future, may growth, may learning siya makukuha. And then, supports multiple client. Ibig sabihin, pwede siyang mag-accept ng more than one client. So, based on dun sa ginawa naming understanding and, ginawa naming study during our coaching, lumalabas na si A and B yung gusto niyang i-accept. And then, we came up with the decision na kahit negative kami sa C and D, we'll still check. And then, actually, kanina nag-message siya to say that accepted na siya sa A, B, and C. So, si A may offer, si B and C magsisend ng offer, and then si D accepted na rin, pero not sure kung mag-offer, kung ano yung offer. So, yung mindset namin na kahit si A and B yung gusto mong i-accept dahil sila yung green na green for you, i-try mo pa din si C and D kasi you'll never know. Ang ayaw niya kasi dito may tracker eh. Hub stuff pa yung tracker, which is sobrang hirap. May nagre-raise ng hand. Hindi lang ata natatanggal pa. Okay. Identify where you can help them the most. So, sa mga companies na gusto nating, JC, may question ka? Okay, mukhang na mali ka lang. Raise ng hand. Okay, identify where you can help the company the most. There might be more than one aspect na makakatulong kayo dun sa company, but find that one thing na mai-emphasize mo. Capitalize on the biggest problem that you can solve for this company. Create talking points and interview points. So preparing for best practices in prepping for interview. Understand what the company really needs, the problems you can solve and the processes you can improve, and projects you can initiate. By having this understanding, you can easily share during the interview your value and worth for the company. Then prepare talking points. Yung na-mention ko kanina, be ready with your asking salary, min and max, and be ready with negotiation. Identify possible objections and be ready to answer them. And then last, optional best practices to role play with someone or do it by yourself. Note that this may sound weird for some, but we are talking about best practices here, and we can really help you when you do this. Yung lalo na yung role play when hiring, bihira lang gumagawa nito eh. During the interview, come prepared physically, mentally, and emotionally. Make sure you are focused and the environment is quiet. So, experience namin sa more na nag-i-interview ng maraming talents for US-based clients. Nagbibigay kami ng guidance sa kanila on how to best prepare for the interview. Kasi minsan, maingay, may kids, may umiiyak, may manok, di ba? Nagtitilak sila tuwing may call, may aso. Tina-timing nila pag nasa meeting tayo eh. So, i-prepare nyo lang na at least nasa safe area kayo if meron man mag-iingay. So para hindi tayo affected. And then fun story lang, mahirap maglagay ng meeting kapag yung pinto nasa likod. Kasi pag may pumasok, tapos hindi mo makokontrol if hindi ka nakalock, kita agad sila. So marami ng naging joke or nakakatawang experience. Ako mismo sa mga kausap ko na biglang may papasok, nakatawel, may yung asawa, nakatopless. So kung wala tayong background and hindi tayo nakakapag-blur ng background, make sure natin na hindi tayo mabibigla or masashock, lalo na kung interview. Ang dami nang naging joke about this. Ayun, add a virtual background or blur your background. Be authentic and always come from the space of you helping this company, you wanting to support them grow, and they need your value. If na-feel nila yun during the interview, na I am here, ganun yung ano nyo, yung tone. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. My expertise, my strength can help you grow your company. If ma-feel ng client yon, sobrang laki na lang nalagay mong value kasi alam nila na ma-feel nila na hindi siya nagmamakawa for work. Kailangan siya yung kailangan ko, 'di ba? Parang if I don't get him or her, makukuha siya ng iba. Dahil magaling siya. Next is onboarding. Be proactive. Some companies are not practicing good onboarding procedures. Always ask. Yun yung lagi ko sinasabi. There are ways to be, may mga ayaw magtanong ng question kasi Filipinos are very shy magtanong about salary, growth plan, and kailan performance review. But merong respectful way or professional way on how to ask those questions. The success of your onboarding will determine the success of your long-term professional work. So, pag first day mo sa work, tas parang hindi ganun for example, walang HR yung company, and then, hindi proactive or baka bago lang din yung manager, it's okay to ask para maging successful yung onboarding or training mo with them. And then, yung growth plan, understand what is the company's plan for you. Who do they need? Who do they intend you to be? What is their long-term? What is your long-term contribution for the company? Mahirap invest ng time, effort, and energy sa company na walang growth plan for you. So, if, like for example, sa remote work, there are times na clear naman yung expectations na 3 to 6 months project-based yung work mo. But most of the time, gusto natin long-term, di ba? So, how can we ensure na long-term yung work natin if hindi natin naririnig or napag-uusapan with our employer kung ano yung plan nila for us. And then for the learning curve, don't take this part for granted. So traditionally, 3 months learning curve, pero sa remote work parang 1 week minsan yung learning curve. So parang 1 week expected ka nang gumawa ng iba't ibang templates, problem solving. So make sure na this critical time is napagtutuunan nyo ng focus and effort. Protect your time, make sure there are boundaries, but make sure also na nagpo-progress ka. Track your own progress. With more, our agency, we make sure na kaya may coaching sessions with our talents kasi we want to make sure na pagpasok nila, may ka-partner sila. Alam nila yung gagawin nila. Lalo na yung mga first time naming first time mag-work as remote work na staff namin galing traditional companies. Okay. Before we go on bladder or coffee break for you, any questions about mindset, habits, and best practices? Okay. Since wala, we'll have a 5-minute break, and then I'll share with you the next part of our presentation. Okay. So next part. Okay, we've asked or surveyed professionals who successfully transitioned to remote work the past few years. So meron kaming mga in-interview and sinurvey na mga professionals, and I want to share this with you kasi para aside from my experience, marinig din natin yung experience ng ibang professionals. So first question namin is, what mindsets have been very useful for you when transitioning to remote work? Answers are abundance mindset, growth mindset and learning, abundance and growth, growth and learning, adaptability, abundance, growth and learning, flexibility, adaptability,
Lara,
Growth,
hindi remove yung slide. Wait lang, alam
ay,
ko may slide to eh. Ayan.
ay sorry.
Ah.
Sayang naman yung animation, di na naman nakita. Ayan, so entrepreneur and abundance mindset. And then growth and learning, efficiency and effectivity, time management, and financial freedom. Next question with them is, what tools helped you in this transition? So for directly related to work, Zoom and Trello, Google Workspace, Canva, Slack, ClickUp. Not directly related is free classes from Coursera, HubSpot, and edX. Self-help tool and project management tool. Slack, Asana, Gmail. PM tools or project management tools. Time blocking, so productivity hack siya. Project management and time management tools. Project management tools, Zoom, various project management tools, and emails, Google Docs, Google Drive, Teamwork project management tools, MS Office. So para sa mga interested to know best project management tools, Asana, Trello, ClickUp, Monday.com, yun yung mga pwedeng free na project management tools. Mas manual and very effective is Gantt chart or timeline chart for your personal projects and work. So next question, what have you learned during your first 3 months of working remotely? Mindset matters. Don't be afraid to ask questions and learn from those who have more experience and have excelled. Flexibility is great, but you need to have a default routine to make things work. Learning curve, it's normal to have an adjustment period with new things. Learning curve, it's normal to have adjustment period with parang yun din yun. Learn to be more flexible, better and clear communication with others. How to be flexible and proactive. Managing expectation is key. Favorite topic ko yan, managing expectation. Discipline is very important when you're working remotely. Zoom, mali yan. Working from home should not be feared by employers or clients. The productivity and efficiency of work performed at the physical offices could be attained even when working from home. It's just a matter of reassessing which fields to focus on, such as time management skills, project management skills, and collaboration with team that would make remote work as efficient as possible. Productivity and efficiency on doing your assigned task doesn't really require for a hardcore in-office setting or on-site work. There are practices, jobs that are best taken done in an environment where you are not enclosed in the four walls of an office, as this allows you for free thinking oftentimes. So gusto ko lang mag-ask ng question on this. Ano yung sa mga nag-start ng remote work, sa mga new hires na nakaka-experience ng challenges right now. Can you share that with us? Baka similar to what other professionals have experienced. Meron bang nakaka-experience ng time management issues? Ano pa bang common? Yung na-mention na making sure balancing responsibility at home and at work. Kasi di ba parang accessible tayo sa mga kids, sa mga may kids, and nahihirapan tayo minsang ibahin kung i-shift kung personal responsibility ba to or work responsibility. Marami akong na-experience na nagkaroon ng adjustment kasi hindi na sila makatigil mag-work. So yun naman yung naging problema kasi dahil dahil nasa bahay lang sila, nakaharap lang sila sa computer, parang instead na 8 hours of working lang, di na nila napapansin they're working 12 hours, 14 hours a day. So being aware of our parang awareness lang na we have to be smart in doing time management, work, and then personal. Managing expectations. Gusto ko lang i-share yung part ng managing expectations na may sumagot sa chat natin na it's dahil first of all, iba yung type of clients. If remote work, usually outside outside Philippines yung client. So iba't ibang culture, iba't ibang nationalities, and communication is challenging if remote work. So how open is the communication? Ano yung flow ng communication? Mahirap bang makipag-usap sa management, sa mga kasama, 'di ba? Parang it's a challenge na yung communication talaga pag remote work, pero by having an open communication or parang walang barrier, madaling mag-manage ng expectation. So either deadline, work instructions, projects, pag na-hire ka, ano yung ina-expect sa'yo ng management and team, dapat clear yung expectations. And if hindi nagko-confirm yung kasama natin, ay yung ka-work natin sa ibang bansa, tayo yung mag-check in sa kanila all the time. If align pa ba tayo? So lagi ko rin tong sinishare sa mga coaches na may mga busy employers na hindi na sila nababalikan or nakakamusta, hindi na nila nakakausap kung anong update. And so hindi nila alam kung nagpe-perform well ba sila. Hindi na nila, parang minsan, hindi na raw sila kinakausap ng 2 weeks, hindi nila alam kung, tinatanong nila, hindi ko alam kung concerned pa pala sila sa akin o talagang nagtitiwala sila sa akin. Kasi dalawa yun eh. Either super galing mo na hindi ka na nila kailangan bantayan or nakalimutan ka na ng employer mo. So, make sure to check in once in a while. Managing expectations. If they are not scheduling calls with you, schedule a call with them. It's always appreciated by management, by the company owners or CEO na you're checking in with them, na ikaw mismo yung eager to get feedbacks, di ba? Parang madaming ayaw i-discuss yung feedback with management kasi takot na baka negative yung masabi, but it takes that mindset, that growth mindset para maging ready ka sa feedback. So I remember one story about my previous client. So may previous client na yun, ganun yung type na hindi niya ako masyadong, nagmi-meeting kami regarding work, pero hindi kami nag-uusap about performance. So, ang ginawa ko, every month, nagsischedule ako sa kanya ng one-on-one to ask about performance. So, first 2 months, wala daw siyang nakikitang something to improve, all positive, good work, ganyan. Sa 3rd month, meron na siyang nasabi sa akin na for improvement. So, yung mga pinsan ko na nakasama ko nung time na yon, nag-open ako sa kanila and given na to na early this year lang ata yun or late last year na marami na akong experience on remote work. Sabi ko dun sa mga pinsan ko, masakit pa rin pala makarinig ng something to improve. So parang lagi kong tinuturo na be open to feedbacks, diba? Pero nung time na yon, medyo may kurot pa din pala kahit dahil nakarinig ako ng something to improve on. But then, parang give time to absorb. Wag nating i-deny yung negative feelings. Masakit eh. Pag hindi ka sanay masabihan ng negative, tapos nasabihan ka ng something to improve on, give time to validate your feelings and then move on. Diba? Talagang gawin mo yung paano mo mai-improve yung situation. Okay. So, alright, so next question that we've asked, what are the biggest challenges you have encountered? Imposter syndrome, balancing work and home responsibilities, negotiating, and saying no. So may mga hindi makasay no, parang kilala ko to. At first, the big chunk of the challenge is how to separate work and personal life struggles. Totoo yan, kasi, wait lang. Yun nga, kasama natin sa house yung kids, partner, pag extended family pa, so si grandparents. So ang hirap bigla na lang silang kakatok sa'yo, Lazada, may delivery, di ba? Lagi, in between meetings, may delivery ng Shopee or Lazada. So ang bilis nating maalis sa focus kapag nasa bahay. Yung mga nag-uumpisa, doon nahihirapan kasi hindi pa nila ma-manage kung paano isi-separate yung dalawang yon. Internet connection problems, sometimes communication and collaboration can be a problem. Feeling isolated, work from home burnout. And this is real. Work from home burnout, kaya commercial, meron kaming next learning session which is, I think, fourth learning session is about mental health dealing with work from home burnout. Kasi nakaka-burnout din talagang hindi lumalabas ng bahay and nag-work ka lang sa office and hindi na kayo lumalabas, wala lang social interaction. And then internet connections, then language barrier. Minsan kahit marunong tayong mag-English, parang iba pa din na na-express natin, hindi natin na-express 100% since English is still our second language, hindi pa rin siya yung native tongue natin. So may mga times na nagkakaroon pa rin tayo ng language barrier. And marami rin namang times na lagi kong running joke to in our company. Kapag Friday, sinasabi na namin na yung typical joke nating mga Filipinos na ubos na yung English. So tama na yung mga meetings pag Friday. Kasi usually Monday, rat-rat ng meetings, diba? Tuesday, Wednesday. Dapat pag tapos na yung week, inuunti-unti natin kasi nakakapagod din yung second language. Yung mga for example US-based clients, isa lang language nila which is their native language pa. So mahirap mag-express na minsan. Working hours, it was the adjustment to sleep later than my kids or not sleeping at the same time with them during work days. Totoo yan. Time boundaries, time management, wasn't so mindful of time since I felt like I can work extended hours since I am only at home. It took a toll on my time for my family and self. Yun. So, madaling habulan, di ba? Parang tapos na yung working hours mo, naka-receive ka ng, pag meron kang Slack sa phone, meron kang email sa phone, kahit na umalis ka na ng office mo, nagre-reply ka pa din, hindi mo na na-realize, harap mo na yung cellphone mo for 14 hours, 15 hours. Which is not healthy and ayaw nating ma-burn out and ma-overwork. Mas less efficient and effective tayo if we are burnt out. Communication barrier, time zone difference. Okay, so mga nag-a-adjust ng time, may mga clients na they're expecting their talents to be 100% online during US hours. Yung iba naman, overlap lang, okay na. Fluctuating internet connection, time management, job security. And for this, gusto ko lang din i-mention yung kaya nakagiging advantage yung mga mindset shift natin na na-discuss kanina is para may job security rin tayo. We're not limited to the current employment natin. So if things don't work, we know that we can find another job to support our family. Internet and some personal distractions. Ayan, marami talagang personal distractions. All right, so those were the answers from our professionals na kakilala kong nag-shift from traditional company to remote work. And then let's proceed to question and answer. Anything you want to ask?
Muna Lara, actually, bago tayo mag Q&A, kung pwede tayo mag-switch on ng video tapos mag-take tayo ng group photo.
Picture pala muna. Gising na ako guys, 3 a.m.
So we can see everyone's pretty and handsome faces.
Hello, baby.
Ayan, sige. Take tayo ng photo.
Tracy, naka-raise hand ka pa rin.
Tracy, nasya ka pa ba?
Kanina pa siya maka-raise hand. Hindi ko alam
Picture
question.
muna tayo. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay. Ito lang. One more photo. Sure na shot yung tawag dun sa pangalawa. Para sure. 1, 2, 3, smile! Okay, ayan. We can now proceed to sa Q&A.
Mga
Yeah.
transitioning. And nagbabalak mag-transition. Anything na pwede kong masagot sa mga tanong niyo. Question from Jackie. How to land jobs on Upwork if you don't have portfolio yet to show? Okay, so si Upwork, pwede kang humingi ng testimonial sa LinkedIn. Which is yun yung lagi kong sinasabi sa mga kaka-start pa lang talaga sa Upwork. Para siyang Friendster. request ka ng testimonial pero LinkedIn. So, dahil wala pa kayong clients, wala pang magte-testify sa great talent nyo, you can request up to 5 professionals from LinkedIn. So, diretso na siya. Integrated si LinkedIn and si Upwork. And sinasama ko talaga siya sa pinapaturo ko sa mga gustong mag-start sa Upwork na make sure na you communicate with your ex-management, ex-leaders, or someone na mas maganda kung kilala na sila sa industry nila and they can give you really good feedback. Kasi, for example, boss mo from other company pero hindi via Upwork, they can still give you a good feedback as long as nasa LinkedIn sila. Pag nag-request ka dun sa sa part na yon, makaka-receive sila ng request from LinkedIn and then dun sila sasagot sa LinkedIn and then mapopost na siya sa Upwork. So, yun yung best way. Another way, may mga, so maraming clients sa Upwork na naghahanap ng seasoned, expert, long-term Upwork users. Pero matataas na budget nitong mga to. Yung mga talents na to is mataas na yung mga budget nila. So may mga clients na naghahanap ng lower budget. So, hindi naman sila nagsasettle sila for less, but nag-open sila ng door to new Upwork user. So, not because you're new in Upwork, is new ka din doon sa expertise, di ba? Parang, pwede ka ng 20 years of experience outside Upwork, pero first time mong gagawa ng Upwork ngayon. So, making sure that, aside from testimonial, kompleto kayo sa Upwork. Try nyo mag-video. Ang hirap nun, pero magandang way yung video to showcase your talent kasi naririnig na nila yung English mo doon sa pagsasalita. Minsan, very important yun sa client sa Upwork na not looking for perfect English dahil wala naman sa ating, hindi naman natin first language yun, but at least naaano na nila doon, na-check nila if compatible ba or align sa expectations nila yung communication natin. May mga work na hindi naman kailangan nagko-call, nagsasalita. So, depende yun sa need nila. And, sa Upwork may connects. So, kapag naubos yung connects mo dahil kaka-apply mo, pwede kang bumili for $14 or 100 connects. So, apply ka lang ng apply. May ginawa ako noon na technique sa Upwork nung halos nagpawala na yung isa kong client. 10 applications per day. So sa 10 applications per day for 5 days, nagkaroon ako ng 50 applications. Doon ko nakuha si Toro Off-Road, yung first client ko outside Singularity University. And wala pa akong testimonial no. So galingan yung profile, gandahan yung profile, ask for testimonial via LinkedIn if wala pa experience, and then create, i-make sure nyo na complete, kukunin nyo yung mga tests sa Upwork. May English test, may maraming test si Upwork na kapag naipasa nyo siya, meron siyang parang certification dun sa profile nyo. Okay ba, Jackie, yung answer ko? May iba ka pang question?
Yep, thanks.
Okay, next question. What tool can you suggest for newbies? Miss Anadette, anong part na tools yung question mo? Job search or project management? Anong area? Project management. For me, lahat kasi ng project management tools na na-mention ko kanina, like Asana, Trello, ClickUp, Monday.com, lahat sila may free version. So, if for personal project management lang, simpler like Trello and Asana is going to work. So, ano lang yon, libre lang yon. Or there are Notion is also a good project management tool sa mga simple projects lang. Asana, Trello, Monday.com, and ClickUp. So lahat yan nagamit ko na. For me, ang pinaka user-friendly sa beginner is Asana. I think Asana, Trello, almost same. What are the in-demand jobs today that you can recommend for newbies? So dahil even though bumabalik na tayo even though may bumabalik na sa face-to-face or work office yung mga ibang companies, marami pa ding clients ang nagpa-practice na ng remote first. Remote first yung tawag nila dun sa part na as long as kaya siyang gawin yung work at home, work from home, yun yung pipiliin nila. Kapag yung work hindi kaya work from home, yun lang yung papasok sila sa office. So dahil post-pandemic, bumabangon na yung mga companies and ganun na yung ginagawa nila. Kasi ang dami ring savings on that part na work from home yung mga employees nila. Pwede nating ma-maximize yung mga support. So, support-based, like executive assistants, virtual, social media, marketing. And sila din kasi, kaya ko siya na-mention, kasi sila yung may overflowing source of training. Maraming free data entry, for example, maraming maraming affordable paid trainings. Magkano ba Google training ngayon, Jay? Magkano binayaran mo?
Ano siya, around nasa yata. Meron kasing promo nung last time so I tried to get that one. Around $7 na nag-start, pero nung naging normal na siya, parang around $10 na yata siya per month. So ano na yun, lahat yun, you can choose any courses that Google is offering. So nasa sayo na yan, kung mabilis kang magbasa or anything or something, nasa sayo na yon kung gaano kabilis ka mag-aral actually. So kung medyo tinatamad ka or medyo hectic yung time mo for that week, so pwedeng hindi ka muna mag-aral, parang gano'n. Pero kung malaki yung oras mo to pwede mo siyang i-consume para at least mas marami ka pa rin So depende pa rin sa iyo kung worth it yung $10 or hindi.
Kasi per month. So kung
Per
mabilis
month siya.
ka, marami
Per
kang
month.
pwede. Okay.
Yep.
Ang sinong nakatry ng LinkedIn Learning? Alam ko sa LinkedIn Learning per module or per topic. So yun siguro yung magiging difference niya. So ang dami yung pwedeng ma-maximize na online training. Alam ko, sa team namin sa More, madaming nag-aral lang online before they started remote work. So, yung madadali to start with is VA, EA, data entry, mga support. Wala rin masyadong nire-require na technical skills, kundi kailangan organized, marunong gumamit ng project management tool, kaya mong i-support yung need ng CEO or ng owner. Sila yung mabilisan. Pero at the same time, gusto ko lang i-share na it's best to choose kung ano pa din yung passion mo passion mo na expertise. So for example, nasa area ka na ng supply chain, gusto mo na lang din ituloy. So try mo munang humanap ng supply chain. And then pag hindi siya nag-work out, doon ka pwedeng mag-isip ng ibang next option mo. Maraming pwedeng makuhang options. And then minsan trial and error din dito. Meron ba tayong participant dito na iba yung expertise niya nung traditional company sa remote work niya right now? Jay. Sino pa? Ayan, si Miss Maricel. Yan. So, di ba, if malayo man, naaaral pa rin. So, para magka-idea lang yung iba kung gaano pwedeng maging kalayo. Jay, anong profession mo outside remote work?
I'm an occupational therapist, so pediatric. So I'm handling kids with special needs. Si Miss K, yan. Kasama ko. Colleague ko.
Okay. So, di ba, from med part, pwedeng magkaroon ng ibang part. And connected sa next question dito, is it possible to have both your profession and your work at the same time? Ibig sabihin ba nito parang work outside sa Pilipinas, yung parang traditional?
Oo, yung
dahil sobrang powerful na lang mga tools, programs natin right now, parang wala nang imposible if mapagsasabay mo as long as kaya mong i-fulfill yung expectation ng company. So, for example, ang work ko right now is businesses outside, 'di ba? Parang may businesses na nag-require ng time, at the same time may full-time work din ako, and then may more staffing kaming nira-run. Ang naging support ko talaga dito, kaya ako siya nagagawa, is a great team member support. So hindi siya kaya ng isang tao lang. Hindi ko kakayanin yung dami ng ginagawa kong businesses and work if wala ang support na tumutulong sa akin. So with me working more than 15 people all in all, or more than 20 people para maging successful yung mga projects na ginagawa natin. So work smart ang number one kong suggestion, kasi when you duplicate yourself or nakahanap ka ng team members na sobrang mag-a-align kayo and makakagawa kayo ng mas marami, di ba? Parang all the more na you can get more work. So yung iba nagmo-multiple clients na 3, 4, tas may mga assistant na hindi naman alam ng ibang company. So same thing with traditional. Alam ko, as long as hindi conflict, kasi minsan nagpapa-assign yung traditional company na kailangan solo lang sila na employer. So as long as legal and kaya mong pagsabayin, learn time management and working smart, possible naman. More questions?
May
Meron pa ba?
questions pa ba tayo? We have a few more minutes. We can
Okay,
close the chat.
ako na magtatanong since may few minutes pa, tas gising na ako.
Oo, meron pa tayong 20
key-
minutes.
Key takeaway and how can I support you? How can more support you? So we are a staffing agency and we do coaching, training, learning programs are free. How can we what's your what's your key takeaway and how can we support you? Parang ano pa yung gusto nyong matulong sa inyo? Or first is key takeaway for this program. Hi, Miss Edna.
Hello, Miss Lara. Hi, Sir Jay.
May
Hello.
key takeaway for today's session. Anong parang nakuha nating may natulong ba ako sa inyo? O inantok ko na. Sulit bang ang oras? May bagong pasok, teen. Anong key takeaway? Ang aga ng pasok.
Yeah, are you referring to Miss Lara?
Yes, Miss Edna. Anything that na nakatulong sa iyo in this
Well,
session?
basically, as a former HR practitioner, yung mga languages na, yung mga terms na ginagamit nyo ngayon are very new to me. Ibang-iba nung panahon namin, like decades ago, hindi ganito yung terms. We even make use of WIET. I don't know kung nag-exist pa siya. Kung saan nagbe-benchmarking kami ng mga positions. Inaayos namin yung positions for the industry, especially for the bank. Iba na rin yung ngayon. I used to do this. Dati-rate ang nagde-depend kami sa Philippine Society, something like that, yung HR. Marami din kaming trainings before. Pero ibang-iba na yung style ngayon, especially napasok na itong new environment natin, which is the cyberspace. So ibang-iba na siya talaga, yung mundo, nagbago na siya, the cyberspace and the traditional is ini-integrate natin sila pilit, di ba? Kasi as if we are thrown into the sea ng pandemya eh, di ba? So I mean, we are forced to learn new things. Hindi natin to ginawa ng paunti-unti, di ba? Unlike the traditional way, ginawa natin to ng mabilisan. So lahat tayo were into the parang nag-struggle, na burnout, mental health is affected. Pero slowly, dahil nga human tayo at hindi tayo robot, we get to adapt slowly for as long as we have an open mind to adapt. Diba? Yun eh. We keep an open mind to adapt to the new system at hindi natin nahayaan na maiwanan tayo. Regardless of the age, regardless of the industry, kailangan natin mag-adapt. Okay? Para hindi tayo naiwan. And we believe in the traditional cliche na learning is continuous until you're dead. Right? That's it.
Thank you, Miss Edna. May naalala tuloy ako, i-share ko lang kasi funny to. Nung yung first US company ko, 2017. So ito yung Singularity University. Puro expert yung kausap namin dito. Scientist, astronaut, like AI, AR, VR. Yung mga talagang expert scientists on their field. So every time may meeting, tinatanong kami, what's your key takeaway? So hindi ko alam yung meaning ng key takeaway before. Ganon katindi yung di ba, yung mga jargons natin na ginagamit right now is very different na. So, kahit naman medyo na-translate ko siya in Tagalog, parang hindi pa rin ako sure, baka mamaya iba yung understanding ko dun sa term. So, tinatanong kami ng key takeaway, nagsasenda na kami ng Slack ng friend ko na ano ibig sabihin nun, di ba? Parang ano yung sasabihin natin sa question na yon. So, nagpo-prove lang na anyone na nag-start, kahit gaano kalaki yung experience mo before remote work, pwede kang mag-start sa baba and then paangat na lang yung ano mo, yung gagawin mo. How will you continuously improve yung current situation? So kahit may mga times na marami kami na experience na ganito na talagang manager, director, VP level nasa Philippines and then nagsa-start as a solo parang remote work. So dati ang hawak nila 20 to 50 employees, ngayon solo silang nagle-leg work and day-to-day job, day-to-day work sa mga employers nila. So may adjustment and very very helpful if you'll connect with people na nagkaroon na ng experience, kasi baka ma-surprise kayo how willing they are to support other Filipino talents as well. So I've shared our emails in chat box. My personal my work email is there as well. More is doing, i-share ko lang ulit yung screen ko for next schedule. Yeah. So next, our goal is to have weekly learning sessions. Hindi pa nangyayari yun right now, but we're getting there. Join us in our next more learning sessions next week. To, tama ba, Jella?
Wait lang, parang next
May 27.
Yeah, sa 27 meron
Okay.
tayo.
Yeah. So finance and budget with our speaker JC Ventura. So si JC Ventura ang aking finance advisor. Without her help, kahit gaano kalaki yung sweldo ng tao, if hindi tayo if hindi natin alam kung paano i-manage yung finances natin, parang ano lang, wala ring mangyayari. So I hope you can spread the word of yung ano namin, learning sessions, and more is still continuously hiring Talent Filipino. If hindi man open yung position right now, you can still send CV, ask your friends to send CV para maging part siya ng record namin. And hopefully meron pa ba to before we close out? Okay, wala, last key take away pa, baka may humabol. Tatawag ako, Char. Wala na, wala na mag-share. Anything that we can still help you with, support ng more.
Hello.
Hi.
Mag-on na ako ng camera.
Yeah, hi.
Yun lang po, Miss Lara. Yung takeaway ko lang is yung it really speaks to me yung growth. Kasi yung getting out of your comfort zone. Like for me po kasi talagang very timely siya kasi mayroon akong project which is very malayo dun sa expertise ko. Sobrang it involves yung pakipag-usap sa iba't ibang klase ng tao, which is my biggest weakness ko talaga is speaking publicly. Tapos 1 week pa lang gusto ko na mag-quit. Kasi sabi ko ayoko to kasi gusto ko yung yung routine lang, managing emails, wala akong kausap. But then nag-push ako for another month, and just today naka-receive ako ng parang kudos sa boss ko na parang the campaign was running smoothly because of my help. So hindi ko gusto kong yung kita ko kaagad na parang hindi ko naman to comfort zone. Hindi ko malalaman na kaya ko pala yung mag-step in doon sa bagong task na binigay sa akin. So talagang I think very timely yung pagpasok ko dito sa training natin. Kasi tamang-tama lang kanina na nakuha ko rin yung sagot dun sa tanong ko na bakit ba ako napunta dun sa industry na yon, which is malayo sa akin, hirap ako, wala akong alam. Pero in 1 week lang is nagkaroon ako ng parang clarity. So, ang dami po talagang points na natutunan ko kanina, like yung entrepreneurship and yung atomic habits, talagang totoo po talaga yun. So, talagang thankful lang po kami, Miss Lara, for sharing all your experiences kasi very practical talaga siya para sa mga nagsisimula and for those who are struggling po talaga. Kasi napakalawak po ng freelancing. Pero try lang po ng try. Yun lang po. Thank you. And
Thank you,
sorry po for my
Maricel.
outfit kasi hindi ko alam na kailangan palang mag-on ng camera. Kakatapos ko lang po
Okay lang.
may
Kung di
trabaho.
kung di malamig dito, nakasando lang din ako. Okay. Anybody? Okay, so I'll give the floor back to More. If you need any support from us, feel free to connect with us, and I hope that we can help you with or we can support you with anything that you need. I hope may natutunan kayo, so we'll send PDF notes for this presentation.
Thank you so much, Lara, for speaking to us about your experience about freelancing. It's very relevant today and also for the future. Mukhang dito talaga papunta din yung yung trend in terms of work. Parang na-disrupt lang siya dahil sa pandemic. Pero with the tools that we have now and with the many benefits of remote work, mukhang yun din yung yung pupuntahan. And thank you kasi you were able to share with us yung mga personal experiences mo, the tools that were helpful, the mindsets that were helpful, and yun, very open lang in terms of sharing tips, in terms of asking the participants kung ano pang support yung kailangan. Thank you very much. And ayun, sobrang laki ng time difference na sa ka ngayon. Anong time zone ba dyan ngayon? 3 a.m.?
3 na, yes.
Thank you so much. Parang best example ng remote work. Ganyan
Remote work.
talaga. There are challenges, but there are benefits. And for many of us, parang the benefits outweigh kung ano man yung mga cons na meron. So thank you so much. And also thank you everyone for attending itong free session namin. Yung plan namin is that down the line, every week, magkakaroon kami ng mga learning sessions. So please attend. Follow nyo lang yung mga social media pages namin. We will be announcing naman every week kung ano yung mga topics na i-feature. So for now, every 2 weeks kami, but eventually we will make this, we're trying our best to make it weekly para mas marami pang maka-attend. Ayun. Again, thanks everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Gusto ko share yung wait lang.
Ano yan? Ano share?
Yung social media handles natin.
Okay. Wait
Sa
lang.
lang. Pwede nilang i-screenshot. And then we would really appreciate if you could share also with your family and friends. Part talaga ng advocacy namin was to help more Filipinos become future ready sa kanilang mga work. Yan. Thank you everyone. Isang heart naman dyan for our speaker and for everyone who showed up today. Yan.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Bye!